Alrighty, you guys, so today we are going to be doing our first ever reaction video to a Nintendo fanboy known as Harman Smith. Now, this is actually the first time I'm actually ever really doing any reaction videos to Harman's content. I'm not subscribed to this dude, but I do have a good amount of his videos in a playlist that we're going to be reacting to. And this is going to be the first one here where he talks about the whole Steam machine being priced like a PC. Alright, Nintendo fanboy, let's see what you guys say, boy. Let's see what you guys say.
What's that smell? I think I smell a lot of PC fanboys hoping and seething. They really thought they were going to get a gaming PC at a console price from Valve.
Okay, Harman, let me ask you this. Sorry about that, you guys. But anyways, let me ask you this, Harman. Who is coping? Who is seething? Who? Answer me that, Harman. Who is coping and who is seething that the Steam machine is going to be priced like a PC and not like a console? Who's coping and who's seething? Harman, answer me that. You can anytime you want, because my comments will be open for you to do so.
Has to dash their hopes and dreams. Valve says an upcoming Steam machine will be priced like a PC, not like a console. So that means this thing is going to be...
Again, who's coping and who's seething about it being priced like a PC? Harman. And yet, does it matter if it's being priced like a PC and not like a console? Because certain PCs can actually be affordable depending on what PC you find and have enough to afford. Because not all PCs are going to be absolutely expensive as fuck, Harman. You're probably going to say, oh, they're priced like $3,000, $6,000. No. There are some out there that are priced way cheaper than that, including gaming PCs. Now, I don't know what kind mine is right now. I think mine is a gaming PC, and it is able to run Power World no problem. Even Digimon Story, Time Stranger, it can run that no problem. So what are you going to say about the pricing of the quote-unquote Steam machine, huh, Harman?
Stupidly overpriced for an experience that is inferior to a gaming PC.
Again, Harman, does it fucking matter? No. It does not, Harman. It does not matter about the price of the Steam machine. Because as long as someone has enough money, they can afford a gaming PC. They can afford a gaming console. As long as they have the money, they can afford either one, Harman.
It's going to be significantly more expensive than a Switch 2, but with
Price of the Switch 2 is absolutely atrociously expensive like a motherfucker. If you're going to complain about the pricing of the Switch 2, don't compare the pricing of the Steam machine to that of the Nintendo Switch 2 when we don't know the official price yet for the Steam machine. You can't just say, oh, it's going to be $3,000, $6,000. You don't know that, Harman. You're just talking out of your ass thinking, oh, I know everything because I'm a Nintendo fanboy. We know you're a Nintendo fanboy, Harman. That's why you're bitching about Steam Machine being priced like a PC, not like a game console. We know you're a Nintendo fanboy, Harman. Not stupid.
None
of the games or features. So instantly you have PC gamers coping and seething in the comments, you know.
Again, Harman, who is coping and who is seething? Answer me that in the comments, Harman.
Saying that like they hope it succeeds, but now they know.
Honestly, with the fact that the Steam Machine is being talked about coming out here very soon, honestly, I hope it does succeed. And honestly, I hope the Valve Steam Machine does way better than the Nintendo Switch 2, Harman. Now, I actually do have a OLED Nintendo Switch myself. I don't have a whole lot of games for it at the moment. But very soon, I'm going to be getting a whole lot of games go along for it. So, okay, Furtonga is doing a post on X at the moment. I'm going to ignore that for now. But anyways, Harman, I'm going to get a whole lot of games from my OLED Nintendo Switch. Now, I don't have the Nintendo Switch 2 at the moment because I cannot afford the Nintendo Switch 2. So for now, I'm sticking with just the regular Nintendo Switch because I can and because I want to. Not because I can't afford the Nintendo Switch 2. At the moment, I actually can't afford that console anyways. So I'm going to get as much games as I can for the Nintendo Switch. And I will be doing my own review for each of the Nintendo Switch games. Other than listening to others, they're saying, oh, this game sucks, so don't get this game. That's just the wording of others. You know, it's not their opinion, it's not mine. I'm going to get them so I can give my own opinion on the games. I'm not gonna be like everyone else and listen to everyone else and be like, oh, they suck, oh, don't get this, okay. I am not gonna be like that, no. I am gonna get them and give my own review, and if they're good, and if they're not, I will be doing my own review of the games after I beat them, so I can say my own piece instead of listening to others. So, not everyone can afford the Nintendo Switch 2, Harman. Not everyone can afford a gaming PC, Harman. But yet, not even everyone can be able to afford a regular Nintendo Switch, Harman.
No, it won't.
Like instantly, all of the hype and enthusiasm for this thing went completely out the window.
And do you have any proof of that, Harman? Do you have any proof that it went out the window? Where's your proof of that, Harman?
The
Instant Valve talked about the price. Gaming PCs cost like what? Like $2,000 free bill? So it's very possible this thing is going to be around that much or even more.
How do you know for sure, Harman? How do you know for sure?
It is gonna
be stupidly overpriced.
How do you know that for sure, Harman? How do you know that for sure?
And you're
gonna be expected to go out and buy this thing
for
an experience that is probably gonna be worse than a base PS5.
I may not have a PS5 myself due to not having enough money for one. But getting the chance of getting a PS5 is very rare, Harman. That's one thing you don't point out, is how rare obtaining a PS5 is. When people were first hearing that the PS5 was going to be out, next you know, people are going absolute bonkers with the fact that a PS5 is basically out. Basically, release day of PS5, people were going nuts at the fact that the PS5 was out. And I've seen videos yet of people trying to buy a PS5 off of someone, or even attempt to steal it off of someone that already paid for it with their own money. People will go nuts over new consoles, Harman. And I'm sure that the same thing is going to happen with the Valve, with this thing. The Valve Steam machine. I'm sure the same thing is going to happen with the Steam machine. People are probably going to go nuts over the Valve Steam machine. And the same scenario with the PS5 is probably going to happen with the Steam machine. So, will it be overpriced? You'll have to show proof that it's going to be overpriced. Which, as of right now, Harman, you have none. You have no proof to say it's going to be overpriced. You're probably just talking out of your ass, saying, oh, it's going to be overpriced. You don't know that for sure, Harman. You do not know that for sure. You're probably going to say, oh, yes, I do. Yeah, no, you don't.
okay.
It's certainly going to be worse than the Switch 2 because it doesn't have all the best games. But
here's the thing, Harman. Not everyone has to get the Nintendo Switch 2 just because it has the best games. There are a whole lot of other consoles with games that could be really good, other than what's on the Nintendo Switch 2. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is not the only one that has really good games. PlayStation can have really good games. Xbox can have really good games. Any other console maker may have the really good games. Nintendo and Nintendo Switch 2 are not the only ones, Harman. They are not the only ones.
But my
point is, and this was something I brought up when this thing was first announced. What purpose does it serve?
That is an obviously good question, Harman. What would it serve? Let's just put it this way. Imagine if you have a Steam account, like I do, and you want to play your games through something else instead of just your PC. And you're like, next year, I'm like, oh, I have a Valve Steam machine. They can just pop on and see what games are on there. Valve Steam machine probably works the same as running a Steam account. Although you'd also have to spend money to get games as well.
Because
if you're a fan of Valve, you already have a PC, you already have some way.
I do have a PC. I don't have a Valve Steam machine though, because they're not out yet. And I'm not exactly what you would call a Valve fan at the moment, because I have hardly ever played anything Valve makes. At least not to my knowledge. I haven't. Also, you guys, what the fuck is above me right now? What the fuck is that? Gay psyops and chill. What the fuck? Harman, do you not know what you actually have in this video right now, dude? Look above me right now for live on X. Look at that. I bet you didn't notice that was right there, did you, Harman? Probably not. Because what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? No, I can't click on it because it's just going to play the video. What the fuck is this?
Of like you know,
downloading Steam. Like you may have gotten a.
Anyone with a desktop computer can download Steam, Harman, as long as they have an account. They can download Steam, and even if they don't have a Steam account, they can easily just download Steam and easily make one. Not that hard.
What exactly would be the benefit of shelling out like $1,500 or more on like this console from this?
Again, why are you just spilling out random numbers, Harman? Now you're saying 1,500. You don't even know the official price of the Valve Steam machine. Nobody does at the moment. So what the fuck are you talking about, Harman?
Company
that's known for not supporting their hardware long term. You know.
How do you know that, Harman? Huh? How do you know that?
Like the
Steam Deck came out in 2022, right?
So what if the Steam Deck came out in 2022? You're talking about the Valve Steam machine, not the Steam Deck. Stay on topic, dumbass.
So in that span of time,
that thing completely bombed.
It was
demolished by the competition.
How do you know for sure, Harman? Huh? How do you, a Nintendo fanboy, know for sure that it bombed?
You know,
destroyed by the Switch 1, the Switch Lite, the Switch OLED, and the Switch 2, and
you guys, I apologize for all the coughing that I'm doing right now. Luckily, I actually have some cough drops. So after this, I'm going to go pop one in and suck on that for a good bit. So, yeah.
And you're
going to tell me that you're going to put out a new piece of hardware for us to buy when the Steam Deck was this unmitigated disaster.
How do you know it's a disaster, huh? How do you know, Harman? How do you know that it was a complete disaster? Huh, Harman?
That was
just had no value whatsoever. It was finicky, it was broken, it was unintuitive, like clunky, and nowhere near on the same level of quality as a Switch, which was a way better product at a way lower price. And that's going to be the problem.
How do you know for sure, Harman? Hmm. You sure do like to talk out of your ass, don't you, Harman? You sure do like to talk out of your ass.
Look,
Going from like PC to console. Because if you're an adult with money, you're gonna own a PC.
Like me, which I do have a PC on my right now that I'm currently using to make this video.
And kids are going to just have consoles. So
Luckily for me, I'm not a parent, so I don't have any kids that would play on consoles.
really, like the whole idea that people have that PC is going to dominate like console gaming, like no, you have money.
Who said anything about PC gaming dominating console gaming? Huh, Herman? Let me answer you this. Right here and right now. Nobody is saying that PC gaming is dominating console gaming except for you. You're the only person who thinks that PC gaming is dominating console gaming. You're the only person that's saying that, Harman. Nobody else is, but you are.
money, if
you're a functional adult with a job, you're gonna have.
Luckily for me, Twitch streaming is going to be my job. And game development is going to be my hobby.
have a PC.
Okay. Like, it's just you're gonna have a console too. It's like you're gonna.
So what if I'm going to have a console too? You won't know which one I will have. You don't know if I'm going to have Xbox. You don't know if I'm going to have PlayStation. You don't know if I'm going to have Nintendo. You don't know that, Harman. You do not know that.
Have a phone.
Like you're gonna have this stuff just lying around. Like it's not really like a console war like we've traditionally heard it. Like these are basically just completely different mediums, honestly. Like completely different formats that don't really have a whole lot of overlap. You know, if you want to play the best games, you go to Nintendo. If you want to play like old like retro like boomer like shooters from the 90s or whatever, like you go on Steam and then like wait like until the game goes on sale and buys it for like 99 cents. Okay.
Is this an ad?
You can create
Yeah, this is an ad.
in seconds.
This used to require huge Hollywood budget.
Like that?
Sorry about that, you guys. That was the ad. That was an ad interrupting. Let's go back a few seconds. Right up right here. I think right here.
Traditionally heard it.
Like these are basically just completely different mediums, honestly. Like completely different formats that don't really have a whole lot of overlap. You know, if you want to play the best games, you go to Nintendo.
If you want to play the best games, then go to whoever has the best games, not just Nintendo. Harman. Nintendo is not the only company that has the best games. Any company can have the best games, Harman. Nintendo can, PlayStation can, Xbox can, anyone can. In fact, I'm working on my own. As well. So I could have my own best games too. You never know. Although I'm just one dude. Although I'm just a solo dev. So yeah, anyone can have good games, Harman. Not just Nintendo.
Want to play
like old like retro like boomer like shooters from the 90s or whatever. Like you go on Steam and then like wait like until the game goes on sale and buys it for like 99 cents. Okay.
How do you know if they're gonna be less than $1, Harman? How do you know that?
Like
that's the benefit of Steam is that it's just something that you can download onto any computer you have around.
True, you can't download any game you have on the computer any computer that's lying around, as long as you have a Steam account. Because otherwise, you won't be able to download shit unless you have a Steam account.
And like
play something on it. It's never going to be like as high quality as like what a dedicated gaming platform is, but that's fine for a casual PC gaming audience.
I tend to play games on my desktop PC, and I don't even know if it's actually a gaming PC, but I play games on it regardless. I mean, it probably is. But like I said, I just play games on it anyways, regardless, even if it isn't. I'll still play games on it.
Right. Like if you're a casual gamer, if you exclusively play on like Facebook, if you like
I used to play games on Facebook that was from my phone. Now I have a computer that can play games on with a way bigger screen, Harman.
If you think Zynga is the greatest thing ever, if you think like Angry Birds.
If I wanted to play Angry Birds, then I would play that literally on the shitter. I would literally grab my phone. If there's Angry Birds on it, pop that on when I go and take a dump. I'm gonna pop out my phone and say, "Oh, I'm gonna play Angry Birds." Play Angry Birds for a bit until I'm done. Shut it off and get up.
Was the
bomb. Like you're not going to want to spend like $1,500 or whatever.
Now 1,500. Right, I think you said it's 1,500 earlier.
Buying
A video game console from Valve. When you
depends on who has it, Harman. You don't know that for sure. Because as far as we all know, the Valve Steam machine isn't out right now. And if it was, then you'd be listing the actual price for the Valve Steam machine instead of making up numbers. Which I bet you if I looked it up right now, I'm probably not gonna find anything. Like no, I'm gonna do that right now. So I'm gonna do a quick search right now on a different web browser. Okay, let's see. Let's come up here. Let's Google. Oh, would you look at that? According to AI Overview, the price for Valve's new Steam machine has not been officially announced, but estimates suggest it will be around $700. This is based on the components and performance, with Valve stating the price will be in line with building a similar PC, and will not be subsidized like traditional game consoles. So the estimated price for the Valve Steam machine is around $700, comparable to a new console like the PlayStation 5 Pro at launch. And the pricing module is Valve will not subsidize the hardware costs, meaning the price reflects the cost of the components. And the factors influencing price is the final price is affected by current hardware costs such as those for RAM and GPUs, which are impacted by demand for AI clients. And the official information is Valve plans to release official pricing in early 2026 when the device is scheduled to launch. So what do you have to say about that, Harman? I just did a little bit of research for you. Mr. Oh, it's going to be $3,000, $6,000. I just did some research for you. Now I didn't just prove that price wrong for you. Although the price ain't official just yet, but the estimate pricing is going to be around that of a PlayStation 5 Pro. You didn't say anything about the PlayStation 5 Pro pricing, Harman. The Valve Steam Machine is going to be estimated to be around the price of that of a PlayStation 5. So it's basically, in a way, going to be priced like the PlayStation 5. Maybe new. There's no official price just yet, so that might not be accurate enough just yet. Just like how your pricing is way not accurate. Harman.
Could spend less money on a better product with Nintendo Switch 2. They're
You're still claiming that Nintendo Switch 2 is the best product. You don't know that for sure, Harman. You don't know for sure if the Nintendo Switch 2 is the best product. But then again, you're probably gonna say so because you're a Nintendo fanboy. But Nintendo Switch 2 may not be the best product you think it is, Harman. Especially with the fact that Nintendo can break people's Nintendo Switch 2s for whatever reason they see fit. Nintendo can and will break people's Nintendo Switch 2s for whatever reason. And then blame the user for whatever they're breaking it for. Like, for example, let's say, Harman, that like you use it for like cheating purposes, and the next you know, your Nintendo Switch 2 gets bricked. And the reason being that they caught you cheating. What are you gonna do then? What are you gonna do when your account gets suspended for cheating, and your console itself is completely bricked? Then what? Then what are you going to do, Harman? Then what are you going to do? Probably make content saying, oh, my Switch 2 was bricked and my account was suspended. Claiming I was cheating. Basically making salty content, how you're being punished for something that you're supposedly doing. Yeah, this is just an example. I don't think you'd actually become a cheater and cheat on the Switch 2. There are people that do that though, so I'm just giving an example for right now, Harman, so I'm not exactly saying that you're that kind of person too. I'm just using an example.
so justified. Like what purpose does this console actually serve?
But let's just put it this way, Harman. You're asking what purpose would it serve? Well, imagine you don't have enough money for a new console like the Nintendo Switch 2 or PS5 or anything like that. Or, okay, those are actually bad examples because you can actually afford either one if you have the money for either one. Let's just say that you're wanting a really expensive gaming PC and it's well over an amount that you don't have enough money for, but yet you have enough for Nintendo Switch 2 or PS5. And then next you know, the Valve Steam Machine is out. Like, oh, I probably have enough money for that too. Then you have three options: Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 5, or the Valve Steam Machine. Now that would also depend on the person, on their preference of whether they'd want a Nintendo Switch 2, or if they'd want a PlayStation 5, or if they want the new and upcoming Valve Steam Machine. That depends on the person, Harman. You don't know what everyone is going to want. Console-wise, Harman. You don't know if they're going to want a Nintendo Switch 2 or a PlayStation 5 or Valve Steam Machine. Then again, like I've been saying already, you are a Nintendo fanboy, Harman. So you may think that you know all of these things, but in reality, Harman, you don't know as much as you say you do. Let me ask you this though, Harman. General question. For this video, what camera were you using? Because usually your web camera is box-wise. But as you can see in this video, Harman, your web camera is a circle. Are you using the camera for the Switch 2 for your videos now? Is that what you're using? Answer that question in the comments below, Harman. They will be open for you to respond in. And I'm sure you're probably going to be like, oh, you don't have permission to do a reaction for my content. Neither does anyone else making reaction videos for your content, dude. I've seen, I think Manix being someone that has made reaction videos of your content. Running Games has made, I believe, has made reaction videos to your content. Those are YouTubers I can think of right now that have done reactions to your content, Harman. So you're probably gonna be like, oh, you don't have permission to make content of my videos. I know I don't. I'm just gonna make this loud and clear. Neither does anyone else that makes reaction videos to your content.
It's just embarrassing seeing just how many YouTubers hype this thing up without even really asking like very obvious logistical questions. Like,
what YouTubers are hyping up the Valve Steam Machine, huh, Harman? Do you know any that's hyping it up? Why haven't you mentioned any names yet of who's hyping it up, huh? I'm not hyping it up right now because I'm reacting to your content right now. I'm not making a video saying, oh, do you guys know that the Valve Steam Machine is going to come out here very soon? No, I'm reacting to your content right now, Harman.
What the features of this thing are going to be, what's the price point, what's the point.
I just listed an estimated amount not too long ago, Harman. It's going to be around the same price as that of a PlayStation 5 for the Valve Steam Machine.
This hardware. Like for me, like this was always very self-evident, and I believe I called this out as a failure before anybody else. So
you say you're the one that did it before anyone else, Harman, but you're still not naming names of who said it's going to be a failure, who said this, who said that. You are not naming any names, Harman.
Again, Harman Smith was right.
How do you know for sure if you're right, Harman? Now you're talking about yourself in the third person.
No, I called it. The Nostradamus called it again.
Nostradamus? What the fuck? What the fuck is a Nostradamus? What the fuck? You say Nostradamus? What the hell? No, I'm gonna look that up right now. On Google. I'm gonna look that up on Google right fucking now. Okay, what? I said what, not war. Is a Nostradamus. What the fuck? Nostradamus, Harman, are you talking about the astrologer for 16th century French astrologer and physician, also known as a seer, known for his book? What the fuck? Are you talking about that kind of referring to people like that?
You know,
Like,
again, it doesn't take a genius to tell you that like Valve's hardware isn't going to go anywhere. They have a.
How do you know for sure, Harman? How do you know for sure if it's going to go anywhere? You don't know that, Harman. You just think you do because you're talking on your ass.
Long history doing this.
this
This
isn't
isn't even like their first attempt at a steam machine. They did the same thing in 2018.
Where's your proof of that, Harman? Where's your proof of that? You don't have any proof to prove that, Harman. You're probably just talking on your ass.
Oh, they keep trying to put out this dedicated gaming hardware consoles, and they just never go anywhere. And like I really have to wonder what the point of it is.
I just gave an example of a kind of a good plan for it, Harman.
Side of like trying to break into like the living room space. But that's kind of dominated by all these other better brands that can actually, produce hardware. Valve is just they're just such a joke of a company that I really don't understand what they're thinking in trying to turn the GameCube into like a thing.
Technically, Harman, we already know that the Nintendo GameCube is a thing. I just put it this way, Harman. The Nintendo GameCube has been around for, let's just say we're in the year 2025 right now. In Japan, the Nintendo GameCube has been around for 24 years. As well as for here in North America as well. Now for Europe, it has been around for 23 years. So at most 24, 23 years the Nintendo GameCube has been around for.
It's like the GameCube is like the
GameCube? Is that what they're gonna call this thing now? The GameCube? I'm fine with just calling it the Valve Steam Machine. Or another name for it, the Valve Cube. I'll probably just stick with Valve Steam Machine though. Or Valve Cube.
The worst idea I've ever heard of. Again, this is them trying to compete with Nintendo. This is them trying to.
Who's saying that Valve is competing with Nintendo, Harman? Who? Except for you. Because as far as I know, Harmon, you're the only person saying, "Oh, Valve is competing with Nintendo." If anyone else says that, Harmon, besides you, I'm sure someone will say so in the comments. But as far as I know, Harmon, you are the only person saying that Valve is competing with Nintendo. And you're still not naming any names, Harmon. You're making all these claims, all these assumptions, and not naming any names. Almost like you're talking out of your ass.
Keep themselves
relevant, trying to drum up publicity, and I suppose this is the only reason they do this is just for attention.
Who's doing it for attention, Harmon, huh? Other than you making the content of you being a salty Nintendo fanboy. That's you making content for attention. And acting like people are going to believe everything you say. You don't know that for sure because you are not everyone. You are just one dude sitting on your butt making salty content that content creators tend to basically make fun of. Because I've seen people making fun of your content, Harmon. And honestly, I don't blame them.
It's just
them trying to pretend that they're gonna beat Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo at their own.
No one's pretending anything, Harmon. Like, seriously, dude. No one is pretending anything. Not that you'd have the proof of to prove it true. No one's pretending anything. No one's trying to compete with Nintendo. As far as I know at this point, Nintendo is driving themselves down into the shitter with their decision making and their choices that aren't good ones. That's on Nintendo for those. They're dragging themselves down into the shitter. Now, I've yet to play any of the other Nintendo Switch games besides what I have right now. Although I haven't really played the Hot Wheels game either, because I was not expecting to receive Hot Wheels for Christmas. But I might exchange that for something else maybe. Or I might just keep it and not play it. Because I'm not one for Hot Wheels games. I might even play it.
Game and
it's just not gonna happen.
How do you know for sure if it's gonna happen or not, Harmon? Mm-hmm. How do you know for sure if it's gonna happen or not? Again, Harmon, you're talking out of your ass, thinking you know these things. You don't know these things, Harmon. You don't know shit. Besides all the talking you're doing out of your ass.
They don't have
the ability to do it. They don't have the resources. They don't.
What makes you think they don't have the resources, huh, Harmon? How do you know for sure if they don't have the resources? Again, you're making claims that you have no way of proving.
Have the tech,
they don't have the skill, the talent.
How do you know if they don't have the skill or the talent, huh, Harmon? Again, you don't know these things, Harmon. You do not know these things. You're probably going to act and say that you do, but in reality, you don't. Because you would need proof and evidence to prove everything you're saying, Harmon.
Look at this thing. They can't even make it look nice. Okay, every other console you've ever seen has this cool, memorable design.
Any console will have this really cool design. Depends on the console and the maker of whether they have a cool design or plain. If there's a way of removing the part that is playing and adding something cool to it, then yeah, it's possible to make your console look really cool, not like dull and plain.
Like this is just a box.
So is the Nintendo GameCube. It's just a box that you can put discs in and play games on. If anything, the Nintendo GameCube is just a gaming box that requires discs to play games meant for it.
You know, it looks like he just 3D printed it, and
how do you know if he 3D printed it, Harman? How do you know that? Huh, Harman? Again, something else that you don't really know for sure, since you don't have show anything to back up your claims, Harman. You would need to back up claims saying, oh, here's this or here's that to show this as being true or that being true. You don't do that, Harman.
Just sold it to you, like on Etsy or something. Like he's that's the level of quality we're dealing with here. Is that like Gabe Newell is probably printing these things on a super yacht.
How do you know that? You don't know where he resides, Harman. You have no idea where this Gabe guy resides, dude. You're probably thinking, he's on a yacht out in the water. You don't know that. He probably has a house on land somewhere. He's probably making this Valve Steam machine on at. In fact, I don't know where he's making these things at. All I know is that you don't have any proving if he's 3D printing them on a yacht.
So instead of producing like Half-Life 3, he's pumping out these useless pieces of plastic to all like 200,000 of his fanboys.
How do you know if that's what he's doing, Harman? Huh? How do you know that?
Fine. Like Gabe's a joke. Okay.
Oh, now you're calling him a joke. How do you know for sure if he's a joke, Harman? Where's your proof or evidence of him being a joke? Huh, Harman? Where's your proof of that? You gotta show proof and evidence for these things, Harman. So far, you've shown nothing except talk out of your ass.
He's contributed nothing to gaming. He's not like investing.
How do you know if he's not contributing anything to gaming? Because you're not him, Harman. Again, something else that you have no way of proving without showing proof or evidence. Which will you show any? Probably not.
In the medium, like he's more interested in just like living on his yacht and you know running.
How do you know if he lives on his yacht, Harman? How do you know that? If he lives on his yacht and he doesn't live in a house on land, Harman? Something else you haven't shown proof or evidence of that I'm noticing.
Like 15 gaming PCs at once to inflate Steam's player numbers. Like this guy is a complete fraud. Okay.
And now you're calling him a joke, and now you're calling him a fraud. Which one is he, Harman? Is he a joke or is he a fraud? Or is he neither and you're just talking out of your ass? I'd probably say the third option.
Like this guy is a complete train wreck and really should be just disregarded as someone who's just kind of the Judas goat.
Judas goat? What the fuck?
of the gaming industry. You know, he's the person that everyone says we should follow, and everyone says we should worship. But in actuality, this guy is just leading you all into complete despair. He is.
What about you, Harman? Aren't you doing that kind of thing too? As a Nintendo fanboy?
A false messiah. Your church.
You're calling him a false messiah? What do you think? I find it funny how you're calling him a false messiah. Yeah, no one's saying he is the messiah of any kind, Harman.
A game is just unbearably cringe and does not.
Now you're calling him cringe. Huh, funny. How you're calling Gabe cringe and yet here you are also being cringe. But yet then again, you are a Nintendo fanboy, so of course you're gonna be cringe.
Not mesh with the reality. You fear the non-believer that is Harman Smith.
Again, you're talking about yourself in the third person, Harman. Why are you doing that? Why are you talking about yourself in the third person, Harman? Why are you talking about yourself in the third person?
And we'll do everything in your power to silence me by claiming hearsay and burning me at the stake. But it won't work. Harman Smith is here to stay, and Gabe Newell will very soon fail to sell us all on the Steam machine.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that was my first reaction to Harman Smith reacting to the Valve and the whole Steam machine being priced like a PC. Now, is it really going to be priced like a PC? Not really. If anything, it's going to be around the price of a PlayStation 5. So, if you guys like what you saw, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and I'll see you guys for some more Harman Smith reaction content. So until then, I will see you guys next time. VTuberNMADev21 signing off.